Hello everybody, Tim Norris here, aka GreyElephant.
And Carmen Norris.
And welcome to another live play by GreyElephant Gaming. What are we playing today?
Today we're playing Patchwork.
Yeah, the sewing game! Now, I have never sewn in my entire life, so this is something new to me. This is what sewing's exactly like, right?
I've never made a quilt. This is absolutely nothing like sewing, and from what I understand, quilt making either.
So I'm not going to learn quilt making skills by playing this game?
I used to work at a fabric store, and I'm pretty sure they don't just, take randomly sized patches like that.
Somebody didn't read the rules. I did. I know what this is all about in the history of quilt making. It is. It's patchwork. You just grab patches and you throw them all together. And it makes sense as we play the game.
Yeah, well, there are quilts, like memory quilts made out of clothing and stuff, so you do have to have different sizes for that.
Should we get into gameplay?
No.
Okay. Alright, so we're all set up to play a little Patchwork, and this is designed by Uwe Rosenberg, and if you see the artwork and all that stuff by them gentlemen, so here it is, all displayed out here on the table, and we've already determined that Carmen is first player. Anytime I take these two, I shake them up in my hand, and I'm like, whichever one you draw out, that's first player. She always draws herself. It's the creepiest thing, I swear. All right, so if you're not familiar with on how to play this game, we have little buttons here. Buttons basically are currency, and they're also victory points. On your turn, you have the option of either acquiring a piece of patch that's laid out here by and that's determined by this little pawn. You could take any of the three pieces that are in front of the pawn. Yeah, that's it. If you do decide to take a piece, you move the pawn there, you pull the piece off, and then you set the pawn right there, and then the next player would have those three. And then you would take the piece and you would place it on your board. Now, the trick is, though, is that you have to pay for the piece. This here, it determines what the requirements are. In this case, it'd be 2 buttons. See, so you'd have to pay 2 buttons, and you'd have to pay 2 time. This is the time track. So in this case, you would move 2 on the time. So the way that this procedure works is that if you was to purchase, you would take the piece, you would pay for it with the buttons, you would set it on your board, then you would move the time. So it goes on your board before you move the time. And that's important because there are certain areas where you're going to be able to get more buttons if you ever pass these little spots on the board. Because if you notice some of the patches, like this one right here, it's got buttons on it. And I don't want to move it because I don't want to screw up what we got here. But this has got 3 buttons on it. So if this is on your player board, and then you pass one of these spots here that has buttons, then you're going to acquire that many buttons. In the case, that one's 3. And that's what you kind of want to look for. You want to look for patches that are big, that have a lot of buttons on them, because that's going to take up a lot of space on your player board. Why is that important? Because you want to fill your player board as much as you possibly can. We're trying to make a big quilt here, and we're using the patches to make our quilt. And you want to cover up as many squares as you can, because by the end of the game, for every square that you have left exposed on your player board, it's going to cost -2 points to you, and you don't want that to happen. It's horrible.
You lose 2 buttons. So even if you have a lot of buttons, if you have a lot of empty space on your player board, then it takes them away.
Now, as we start putting the pieces on our board, and they have to stay there, they're permanent, the first player to make a 7x7 grid is going to get this, and it does count as 7 victory points at the end of the game, so you get 7 buttons. So, the way the game ends is that you will reach the end space here. So as you're costing you time to make this quilt, you're eventually going to make it to here, to this spot. That's going to end the game. But that's just for that player. Each player has to make it to the end here. Now, there are certain little patches here on the board. If the first player to pass those just gets this, and you get to place it on your player board to cover up a spot. Now, there's another action you can take. So the first action is to be able to take one of the patches, add it to your player board, pay with the time, pay with the buttons. The other action is to say, well, I don't really like any of those 3, pieces of quilt here that's in front of me, or cloth. What I want to do is I just want to get some buttons. I need money. So what you can do is you can move your piece up in front of the other player, because the player that's behind it's their turn. So whoever's is behind, that's the player whose action it is. So if you wanted to, you could say, well, I want to move up. So you go 1, 2, 3, and you're going to get as many buttons as spaces as you had to move. So in this case, I would get 3 buttons. So those are your 2 actions. That's it. Now, I don't think there's anything I forgot, but the good part about this is we'll explain it as we play. Speaking of that, Carmen, you are our first player.
Okay, I wanted to explain very quickly why this is here. And it is because after you set the game up, you find the smallest patch and you place it in front of it, and that's where it goes. And then we go clockwise from there. Yep. So out of these 3, I think I'm going to choose this one because it's the cheapest. And it's the beginning of the game. It's a big patch, so there you go.
It is the beginning of the game. And
I'm going to just slap. I don't know.
Slap it in there, baby.
Slap it in the middle, but
That's a good spot.
It actually covers up quite a bit
Yeah,
on
it
one
does.
edge.
Yes,
So
it does.
okay, so I have to pay 2 buttons and 2 times.
So floop floop. There you
And
go.
there we go.
And I am feeling mighty Christian today, so I think I will take this one right here. The reason I like this one is it will give me a button currency for whenever I do pass that patch. It does not cost me any buttons for it, but it does cost me 3 times. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, and that will allow Carmen to be the next player. Now, where to place this? Because you got to be careful. See, if I did something like that, then there are no single patches other than what you can get from the score tracker. So you got to be careful about something like that. So I'm going to push it out just a little bit, kind of funny like that. It is a weird piece. It really is. I think I'm going to go
And
even.
now your game board is blessed.
It is. So what I want to do is I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to go all the way down to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That now is going to tell me exactly kind of what I need to fill in. All this space here, and then maybe I can get to that. I don't know. Or maybe now Carmen knows what I'm trying to do.
Okay, yes, because I'm going to be able to sabotage you just because I know you set that up for your 7x7 grid. I mean,
Because we don't do that, right? Neither one of us know the other one's going for the 7x7, right?
I'm going to go for this one because I can afford it, and I don't know, I think I think it'll fit nicely. It gives me a button currency, so here we go.
That's a brilliant plan. There you go. Floop.
And I can actually put it...
That's actually a great piece for you.
Yeah. Pretty.
Pretty.
Pay for it.
And that moved you 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So Carmen.
Ooh, I get my button back.
Button.
Look at that.
Button currency. Right on. Good
Ta-da.
job. Ta-da. Ooh, I like this one right here. This is a good piece. Good piece. Good. Good. And it looks like a spaceship. We're going to land it right here. And that did cost me 3 buttons, so I need to pay my 3 buttons. 1, 2, 3.
And you're going to get them right back.
And I do have to move 6 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't care about how much time that took. That really stunk. But I do get my 3 buttons back.
That, exactly,
I did. That's right. So I'll grab my 3 buttons. And it's Carmen's turn.
Okay, well, I mean, I could grab this one and cover a large area on my board. I could grab this one because I can afford it. But I think what I'm going to do, because it looks like a lot of expensive tiles are coming up.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just going to move past Tim since he's pretty far ahead of me, and that's going to give me a lot of buttons. So 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons for me.
1, 2, 3, and 4. Yay. I think I'll take that one. Seems how she did it. That'll cost me 3 time and 3 buttons, but I think that's worth it in my opinion. We'll find out, of course, obviously. So I'm going to put it right here, just like that. Boy, I'm making a real funky thing here, man. I don't know what I'm up to, but it looks like a bunch of no good. All right, so that did cost me 3 buttons, so I'll put those back in the kitty. And then it did cost me 3 time as well. So 1, 2, 3, and I did pass the little marker, so I get 4 buttons out of the bowl. Yay!
I want that one.
Yeah, that's
but
expensive.
I don't have 10 buttons. This stinks. I think I'll go with this one because, I mean, 2 button currency. That's a pretty good deal. So I have to pay 6, which leaves me with only 1 button.
Gotcha. Uh-huh.
Slap it down here on the board.
And how much did that cost you? 5?
5 times.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you did pass the little button thingy.
That means I get 3 back.
3 button back. There you go. All right, so I think I'm going to go for this one right here. So let's go ahead and pop this right there.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, I think so too. It gives me a button money, and it only costs 3 times. Only costs 2 buttons, so that'll pay for itself real fast. So that does cost me 2, and we're going to put it on my player board right here.
Oh, fancy.
Oh, so fancy.
Okay, 3 times. 1 and 2. And then 3.
And then whoever's on top gets to go. So it is still my turn. So the next one I'm looking at is this little bad boy right here.
Man.
Because that only cost 1 button. You know what? Let me think about that real quick. I'm going to grab that back. Let's pop that back. Because I could. Nope, couldn't afford that one. But I could afford this one. And I like the fact it takes up so much space on my board. I don't like the fact it doesn't have a button. But that one's going to cost me 1 button. It's going to cost me some time, so I'm going to take this one instead. It does cost 2 buttons, but that's okay. So we're going to spend 2 buttons instead.
You didn't
What?
pay for that one, right? And
No,
then-
no,
okay.
no. So go ahead and just move me one space forward.
One space.
Yeah, I think I can fit it right there. Look at this funky stuff I got going on over here. It's all kinds of craziness.
Ugh, slim pickings. I wish I could afford one that would give me buttons in return, but
Yeah.
I can't. So I think I'll go with this one because I'm looking to fill in that space right there. So pop it on right
That's
there.
2 time, right?
And two
Two
buttons.
buttons. So go 1, 2. So you do get button money. So that gives you 3.
Only
back.
3.
Yeah,
Ugh,
you're not doing good on
no,
button
this
money.
isn't good.
Nope. Well, I can't afford anything. Everything's too expensive in front of me. So what I'm going to do is just move in front of Carmen. 1, 2. That gets me 2 buttons for that. And I did pass the button currency thing. So I also get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I am definitely rocking on my player board. I'm getting way more buttons than what she is. And that hopefully should pay off.
Shush you. All right, I think I will go for that one that's right in front of me. 5 buttons and 4 time.
This one?
Yep.
Okay.
And pay my, that's all my buttons.
Yeah, I got it.
I don't,
You're safe there. Yeah. And and you'll see exactly why.
fancy.
Yep.
Okay.
See, and that moves you what? 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now you get that little patch, and then that'll fill in that little square.
Sweet.
Yeah, that actually worked out great for you.
Pretty.
Yeah, nice. So because I see Carmen has no button currency, I know what she has to do on her next turn. She's going to have to just move on the score tracker. And somewhat as much as I hate to do this, but I would really like to have this one right here because it gives me 3 buttons. Oh, that's delicious. And I really would like to have that. Anyways, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this simple. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to collect 4 buttons out of here. So I'll just take a 5er.
You want to
And-
just keep the camera for when I move up because that's all I'm going to do.
Okay, and I know for a fact she has to move because she can't do anything else. So go ahead and move up. So she's going to move up 2, and then she'll also get her button currency. So that would give her 7 total then. All right, and then now it will be back to me. All right, so I am going to grab that one. I wanted to think about it before I just jumped into it because I was still contemplating that one right there. I'm going to put it on my player board right here. And I know I left a little square, but it's going to be okay because I'm going to get a patch. So that will cost me 10 buttons. So 10 buttons. And then it will cost me 5 time as well. So 5 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I did get the little patch. So we're just going to plop that down right there. Oh, that's coming together nicely. And I did pass the button thingy right here. So that does allow me to get currency immediately. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total buttons.
Okay, it's hard to make a decision because he's so far away from me that I could grab a lot of buttons just by moving up. But
Button.
if I move the same amount, then I get a patch. So
I would take this one because it's only going to move you 2. It'll cost you 3 buttons, but then you could also still, if you look here, so 1, 2, and then you could go 1, 2, 3 if you wanted to, because you'd still be behind. It would still be your turn. I mean, I see what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I'm just making sure you understand.
So I could get both of them.
It's up to you. It's up to you.
Getting both of them sounds like a good deal. And then I would also have more options. So, yeah, let's grab this one.
Yeah.
And then we'll see.
Because you just kept focusing on this one
And then
so
I'll think
much.
about it. Yeah.
It was a better choice.
Okay, so that's 3
Yeah.
buttons and 2 time. And here? I don't know. Is that a good spot?
I don't know.
Is that going to help
Was
me?
it 3 buttons? Yeah.
Yeah, it was 3 buttons. What did you do? Just give me back my
I got
money.
it. There you go. You have 4 left. And how much time too? There you go.
Okay, and now I get to go again. So, we got 4 buttons. Boy, that 4 buttons in 2 time, that covers a lot of ground. I think I'll go for that one.
Okay.
Right.
So. and
That's
then
all my
2 time.
buttons.
And then you're on top, which means it's your
I get to
turn
go again? Oh,
Mhm.
geez. Okay. Woo.
And you're out of buttons, so we obviously kind of know what you're doing here.
But I don't know. I think that's a good spot. Okay. Pretty. Getting
Pretty.
getting it all filled in.
And all of the...
So I only move one.
Yeah,
wow.
because all three of these patches here in front, they all
require
require
buttons.
a button, so that you're just going to get one button then, and that's it. Because unfortunately, you're not far enough to be able to hit the
Yeah, that
income.
stinks.
That would have been
that
perfect.
was bad.
Yeah. No, you'll find. All right, so this, I need to look at how much time this is going to cost because I really want this piece right here. It would work perfectly for this little strip here. So I can't allow Carmen to deny me that. So what I'm going to do is take this one. That is going to cost me 3 buttons, but it's only going to cost me 1 time, and that's what's important here. So 3 buttons, and that does move me. It only moves me up 1 space, so that allows me to be the next player. I want to place this on my board just like that. Okay, so it's my turn again. So now I will move up and I'll take that, and that costs me just 1 time, and then I also
get your.
Cost me 7 buttons as well, but before I pay those into the bank, I want to just see how much I'm going to get because I did move past the button spot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'll just take 2 out because there's no sense in me throwing them back in there and then just pulling them right back out. So, well. Now
Do you have your thing filled out? No.
No, I need to fill this in, this, and that, and then I've got it all filled out to 7 by 7, and then I'll get that little thingy right there.
No.
Oh yeah.
Well, looks like I'm out of luck again because these all they all cost more than 1 button.
Yay!
All right, so I will move 1, 2. That gives me 2 buttons, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 8 buttons for me.
So I was debating whether or not just to take this one. You know what? Oh, this is... Let me see, make sure I can do it. 5, 6, 7, and I can. This is so evil. So I'm going to take this one first.
You're going to take both of them.
Yeah, I am totally taking both. So that will cost me 2 buttons, and I'm just going to stick it right there. That's perfect. That's a good spot. That costs 2 buttons, and it cost me 1 time, which means I'm on top of Carmen, kinky, and it means I get to go again. So now I'm going to take this one. Oh, this game is as good as 1. Oh, this is beautiful. So that does cost 7 buttons. And now, look, I got a triple buttoner. It's going to go right there. It's going to also propel me 6 spaces ahead. Yes, 6 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I get the little patch, which goes here. And guess what that means, Carmen? Say it.
No, you don't
Say
get
it.
that. No,
Why not?
No, count.
I'm 7 by 7, aren't I?
I don't think so.
Oh, shoot. I got to fill right there.
Yep.
Damn. I hate my life. Okay, but I do get button income.
Which
So,
is amazing.
3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 buttons, baby. Oh, yeah.
I have an opportunity here. Tim is so far ahead that I can get 2 patches. So I looked them over, and I think I know which 2 I want. First, I'm going to take this one, which is 4 buttons and 6 time.
Okay. And that will go ahead and put it on your board, and that will allow you to collect your button income as well. So
Let's see if I can remember how this, because I'm planning on getting this one.
that won't fit there.
It needs to go over 1.
Yeah, because you got to be able to make a spot for it like that. See.
Yep. Okay.
So how many buttons do you get?
Well, hold on. I'll just pay for it first so that we don't get confused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8.
Okay, so you get 8 buttons?
I get
so
8.
5, I see, okay. 6, 7, 8, there you go. All right, so
Okay.
it's your turn again.
It's my turn again, and I'm going to go for that one, of
And that
course.
was your 8 buttons
And
you
that's
just
the
got.
8 that I just got. So, and then we just did go over where this
And
goes.
then how many spaces does that move you up?
That moves me up 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you collect button currency again. So this time
Wow.
you should be 11, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 5, 10, and 11.
Woo, rich.
All right, so I'm just going to grab this one right here. And that will move me up 5 spaces. Go ahead and move me up if you would, please. And that does pass the button thingy, so I'll just go ahead and pay my 5. There we go. Pop this on the player board. And that does now
Yes.
give me this. Thank you very much. I'll take that. And I did pass the button income thing. So let's see. So I was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 total buttons. It's not looking good for you, Miss Norris. So I'm going to take 15 and I'll put a 1 back. All right. Oops. And why? It is my turn again. So we are going to go for that one right there, of course. Gives me 3 buttons. It does cost 10 buttons to be able to get, but I think it'll be worth it. So let's put the tenner into there. And holy crap, will that even fit on my board now to think about it? You know what? It won't even fit. I gotta put that back. So put that there. I'll get my 10 back. And hang on, let me think about what I'm gonna do here, guys. So you laughed at me just a minute ago, and now I get to say ha-ha, so I'll just move it all the way up. Now
right
past that, just so you can't have it. And
So
it cost me
mean.
only 1 button, 3 time, and here's the other good part. 1, 2, 3, and I take the patch from you as well. Whoa, I am just on fire this game. Everything's coming up, Tim. So let's pop that there like that, and we'll put this one down here like that. Foink.
All right, here's the deal.
Pickle.
I want to go twice in a row, so I don't know. I'm not sure if that benefits me. Whatever, we'll do it anyway. So I'll take this one for 2 buttons and 2 time. So
2 buttons and 2 time. And I already moved you on your time. That puts you on top of me, so you get to go again. So.
And it actually fits very nicely right there.
So what do you got in mind for your next piece then?
For my next piece.
For my next piece?
I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm looking at how much of the board they'll cover. This one will cover quite a bit of the board.
Yeah, that's a good piece.
7 buttons and 4 times.
Yeah. So 4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that did move you past the button currency thing.
Okay.
So now you get to collect your button money again.
And let's see.
Your quilt's horrible.
I don't know. My quilt's pretty.
Here. Put it up here like that, maybe.
Yeah, that works because I'm gonna end up with empty spaces anyway.
No matter what. So what's your button currency?
It doesn't hurt you any if they're just by themselves, to be honest.
Looks like you got 13 to me.
Probably.
Okay, and then you did pay for that one, right? With the 7 buttons?
Yes.
Okay, so there you go. There's your button money.
Woo!
Button money! Alright, so because of the way I built my quilt here, I got to be careful about which pieces I can get. So I'm going to grab this one right here, so it kind of worked out well. It does cost me 10. It's kind of expensive at this stage of the game, but it will take up some space, and it will fit on the board, most importantly. So let's see, let's just, I don't know, let's do something like this. This will work out fine. And it does move me 3 spaces, so 1, 2, 3. I will collect my button income, so 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 buttons. So 10, a 5er, and a 1er. Okay, and that does allow me to go again, so I'm going to grab this one right here. That will move me 5 spaces forward, and that only cost 1 button. Okay, and then we are going to just pop this right here. Okay, like that. That will give me a patch, so the chance I can't fill in this, so I've got to pop it there, so I'll put it there. Alright, and then did that pass me on the button money again? So, yeah, that should have passed. Wait a minute.
We're at the end.
Oh, gosh, I'm right there. Okay, so, alright, I see. For some reason, when I was looking through the lens, I thought it was right here. So, I'm right here then, right?
Yeah, you passed the patch.
Okay, got it. Wow, so I'm only going to have 1 turn left in it, and that's it. So, woo, alright. Man, one more, that's it. It's kind of scary.
Time is what I'm low on. So that is what I'm taking into consideration here when I'm purchasing these.
Yes, it is.
So I'm going to go for this one because it only costs 2 time.
Okay.
And it cost me 4 buttons. Right, got it. Okay. And that can go right here. Pretty. I like it when things fill in, even though I've got all this. Okay, so the next one is this one, because it also costs 2 time.
Okay.
And only 1 button, so that's actually a really good deal. So we have 1 button, 2 time,
Poop.
and now I'm on top. I get 1 more turn.
Now go ahead and put your
Dun
piece
dun
on the board.
dun.
Yeah, you just want to make sure it's on there so that just next one can fit. That's all, which it can. So you're good. So
Actually,
ahead.
I'm not going to buy that one.
No?
Nope.
What are you going to buy then?
I'm going to buy that one.
This one?
Yes.
Oh, it is a big blocky piece.
It is a big blocky piece.
All
It
right.
cost me only 5 buttons.
Yeah, there you go. And then that does give you... Did you already pay your buttons?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Did I pass buttons?
Yeah, now you're passing buttons, yeah. You always pass buttons at the very end, so...
Where are they? Oh, I see. They're between... I was like, what?
Yeah.
Okay. So that
There you
fits
go.
right there.
Nicely done. Okay, so what's your button income?
Good question. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15?
50.
Is that what
Okay,
you
so
got?
I got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yes. So 5, 10, and 15. There you go.
Oh, man. The game's over for me. This is nervous. It's nerve-wracking. Whatever. I'm nervous.
And sadly, I can't put any of those pieces on my board. They just do not fit. So all I'm going to do is just move forward 1. So that will give me 1 button for that. And then I will collect my button income, which I miscounted the last time. And I did collect it, but I believe I have 17. So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 17. Now, before I grab that, here's how this works for in-game scoring. For each square on your board that doesn't have a space, you get -2 points. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's -22 for me. So instead of grabbing the 17, I'll leave it in there, and I'll just throw 5 extra in. And that will cover all of my penalty. So now you add up all the buttons that you have left over. So I have 10, I have 20, I have 21, 22, 23, 30 total points.
Wow. I ended up doing a lot better than I thought. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's less than you, but I just don't have the buttons. That's all I'm going to have left.
So who won then? Yeah.
Nobody.
Unless we're using golf rules. Good game. That's 2 games in a row, baby. I got you. Patchwork, what did we play last week? I can't even remember now. But I know I won. That's all that really matters.
2 games in a row.
That is
what
2.
happened to my good mojo?
I don't know, but I'm loving it. One of our most recent patron pledgers, Chris, he wrote me and he goes, dude, you gotta start winning games. Your wife keeps beating you. And ever since he wrote and said that, I've been winning all the games. And I'm so happy.
Thanks a lot, Chris.
Yes, thank you, Chris.
That's where my mojo went. You took it. You took my mojo.
He didn't take it. He transferred the mojo. There's a difference here. And
Now
mind you, I should...
Camera goes on, Tim wins.
Hey!
Just isn't right.
And I'm okay with this. So let's talk a little bit about the game. Now, there's quite a bit of strategy in this compared to what you might think. It looks like a simple game. Sit down, making a little quilt. Yeah. This is a little bit deeper, and you got 2 types of different resources. You've got time, and you've got the buttons, the currency. Buttons, easy to track. You know what you're dealing with there.
Right.
The time, though, really sneaks up on you, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that playing the game, the best strategy I can think of is try to get as many tiles with button income on them as you can. And that's really, other than that, nothing else is set in stone because things tend to change a bit.
Well, and you want to try to get those triple patches as early as you possibly can. There's 8 spaces on the score tracker where you're going to get button income. And if you can get one of those triple patches early in the game to where you're going to, 7 button income, I mean, you're talking 21 buttons from that one patch alone. That is a huge advantage if you get that over your opponent.
If you watch the live play, you see he had a larger button income earlier in the game, and that ended up paying off. I actually thought I had you because
until we tallied up the scores.
Shut up. I had less empty spaces than he did at the end of the game, and I was like, yes, I think I might have him. But then he got button income one more time before the game ended. And I don't know why I wasn't expecting that.
She kind of forgot about the final button income.
Yeah. And then I was like, Oh, crap.
Which pretty well paid for all of my spaces. I mean, I only had to pay 5, which technically, well, yeah, it was 5. So, it almost paid for all my empty spaces. Now, and then I also had the patch because I had the 7x7 grid.
So that paid for the rest of the.
I think that bonus tile pretty well beat you alone. I don't even think I needed any of my extra buttons. All right, I'm rubbing it in too much. I'll stop. All right, we hope you guys enjoyed this live playthrough. This is a very fun and exciting game, but I don't want to necessarily get too far into a review portion of this. We want to save that for when we do our end of the month wrap-up, which will be coming next week. I know I said that last week, but I promise it'll be next week. Look, it would have been this week, but then we played this, and then we was like, this is too fun, we don't want to stop, so there's your review. It's too fun, we don't want to stop.
Just ruined it. Spoilers!
Spoilers! So, we will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.